I'm here. And welcome to Easy Mediterranean Cooking. Today we talk about protein, because protein is very, very important for you. It's at the base of the Mediterranean diet, because exercise is really at the bottom of the pyramid, just before carbohydrates. So today we are going to do 4 recipes with chicken. But before, let's see how our garden is getting bigger and it's growing. As you can see, the garden is blooming. Our jasmine, it's really, really perfumed. And as you can see, our strawberries are ripening. And the salad beside it, it's really getting bigger and bigger. So today, it's time to plant our green beans. We need chicken. You want to get it organic. You want to go to your butcher and you will ask them a full chicken breast. You will ask them to cut it in small pieces. This is a full chicken breast, and if you buy it in the butcher, it's less expensive than if you buy it in the supermarket, and it's fresher. So first of all, we take some of the fillets and we put them into a bowl to marinate with a mixture of fresh herbs. These dry herbs contain parsley, sage, rosemary, thyme, like in the song, oregano, and dry garlic. For the first recipe, which is called Pollo La Diabola, which means the devil's chicken, we need just 2 ingredients, apart from chicken of course. We need chilies and lemon juice. For the second recipe, which is an escalope with white wine, Scallopine al Vino bianco, we need rice flour and white wine. For the third recipe, we need a mixture of vegetables and some fruit. For the last recipe, the most complicated one, we need grated old bread, eggs, and parsley. So, now we will start with a very simple recipe for chicken. It's called Pollo La Diabola. It means the devil's chicken. It is very simple, but you must remember that you have to let your chicken sit for 1 night marinating in herbs and olive oil. After one night sitting, this is ready to use. Chicken is a very delicate meat, so you must season it before you use it. We start by heating a non-stick pan and we put some olive oil and some coarse sea salt in the pan. Once the pan is nice and hot, you put in your chicken. We cover it so we can now lower the heat and let it cook in its own juices. Come on in. Mrs., there is no chicken for you. Now that both sides are done, we add the hot chili. Don't touch your eyes after this. Our second recipe is Scallopine al Vino bianco. It's chicken fillet with a white wine sauce. For our second recipe, we need flour and white wine. We already have our marinated chicken. We put some of the flour in a plate. We take a chicken fillet and we drop it in the flour. I am using rice flour because we have celiac people in the family. But you can use normal flour, rice flour, or even potato starch if you like it. Make sure the fillet is all nice and covered in it. You can also do it with your hands, and you have to massage your chicken breast and get to have all the flour in. As usual, you take a non-stick pan, you have a drop of oil and a pinch of sea salt. We take our fillet and we drop it in the pan. We leave it to sizzle on a hot fire. When it's done on both sides, we add in a circle of wine. We leave it to simmer until all the wine has become like a sauce. You will see that slowly the flour and the wine will merge together and will make a sort of a cream. As you can see, it's starting to become a little sauce. We serve it with some roast potatoes. Let's move to our third recipe, an easy sweet and sour Mediterranean chicken fillet. Now, we start by preparing the fruit and the vegetables that will enter into the recipe. We take as fruit a loquat and an orange. The orange for the juice and the loquat because it's a lovely fruit that not many people know. It looks like an apricot, but inside it's juicy. You peel it, you open it, and you keep the seeds inside. If you plant these seeds, you will surely get a lovely tree, which I have in my garden. Now that we have our ingredients ready, we just need to merge them all together, and I'll show you how. First of all, you'll need a wok, because this recipe kind of blinks the eye to the east. You need your circle of oil on a very high fire, a pinch of sea salt. You drop in your veg. While your vegetables are on the fire, you take your fillet and you cut little strips of it. We call them in Italian straccetti. Now that the veggies are all nearly cooked, we throw in our chicken straccetti. We let them sizzle in the oil and in the vegetables and the fruit for a little while until they are white on the outside. And then we add in the orange. You can use some of the pulp as well. Let's start our fourth recipes. Cotoletta di pollo. Usually, cotoletta is made with veal, but I don't eat veal, so I make it with chicken. But that's the original recipe that you will find in Milan, and you will find it also with butter. I use oil. We break a couple of eggs and we put them in a plate. We take the grated bread and we make a bed of it on the other plate. We take one fillet of chicken, we put it into the egg, we cover it in it, and then we cover it into our breadcrumbs. I'll keep a little bit for you, don't worry. And now it's time to fry our cotolette. You don't need only a circle of oil, you need a little bit more in this recipe. Nearly done, so we add a little coarse salt on top of it. We turn it once again. We brown it on the other side, and when we put it onto our bed, we add the parsley. And we go with the next one. This is a very time-consuming recipe, so as you can see, I made enough to feed an army in order to put some of them away. So what I do, I put them away one by one in aluminium foil. I freeze them and I keep them for later, because you can take them out and shove them right in the oven and they will make a nice easy dinner for you. Don't even think about that, cat. See you next time for another episode of Easy Mediterranean Cooking. Bye bye!